I want to expand a little bit on this passport bro situation because a lot of people are upset at me, calling me a pygmy, saying like men only go overseas because they're the bottom of the barrier here that no one wants, and they only want women that's easy to control. They want a maid, they want a servant, they want a doormat, etc. In what world that gives you an impression that women overseas are easier to control, easier to manipulate, that we're not smart to see what a good man is? And for the people that bring in race about this, never once I mentioned race in my video. And men are not only going to Asia, they're going to Africa, they're going to Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, like anywhere except staying in America. And for the people saying I'm belittling American women, all I said is some women here are ungrateful. As he should. That is ungrateful. I still stand for what I said. If a man does the same thing, he is ungrateful too. Why women here calling us easy to manipulate, easy to control, low education, don't speak English, born to be a maid. You see where I'm going with this? Personally, I'm not offended because if the shoe doesn't fit, let it slide. So if you're not those American women that I'm calling ungrateful, it's not about you. I'm not calling about you. And in the video, I mentioned the qualities man wants in the woman. Which is true. Most men want that, no matter where he's from. And people calling them, oh, they're broke, they have nothing going on in America, that's why they have to live overseas. I'm just saying, not a lot of people in America has passports, which is kind of weird for a first world country. Also, if you have to travel overseas frequently or actually leave the country, that really doesn't equate to broke. If you're broke, you can't really do that. And it's so funny because I don't see negative comments coming from anyone when women are actually traveling outside of the country saying, oh, I'm gonna go to Dubai, I'm gonna go to the Middle East, find me a rich man that spoil me and everything. And on top of that, they add on comments saying how American men are. Which now, that part I don't really understand. Because when women are putting down men, it's okay. And when men are putting down women, it's not okay. Actually, both are not okay. I'm just saying, go where you're respected. If you don't think you have what you want here, leave, go somewhere else. For men and for women. Anyways, I don't need to be paid. I'm happily in a relationship. It's almost like fucking perfect for 8 years. So, if you're single, do not tell me relationship advice and what I need to hear. And if you need advice, actually go to someone who qualifies and actually happy in a relationship. If you don't like me, block me. It is so easy.
Yo, what's up, guys? Back again with another video for the Passport Bros. First and foremost, please hit that like, comment, subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot, and I appreciate it dearly. Now, today we have this beautiful Chinese woman clapping back at some of these Western women that have been calling out foreign women. I don't understand what's going on lately where there's a lot of Western women calling out foreign women just because Passport Bros are going overseas to go deal with them instead of y'all. And it's just funny that like we see the true colors of how women will turn on each other just because the threat of losing resources or her taking your man or these women taking your man. Now all of a sudden we see the true colors of how they truly feel about this so-called women empowerment. And everything that she said in this video is completely true. It's completely facts. Everything that she said, from the part where she was like, "Oh, the foreign women that they say that they're uneducated, they don't speak English, they're poor, they're this, they're that." No, that's not true at all because we can clearly see this woman in this video. She's clearly speaking fluent English, as clear as day. We can all understand what she's saying, even though she has an accent. Still, she's still speaking amazing English, perfect English. So that within itself discredits what these women like to say. These Western women like to say, "Oh, they don't speak English, they don't have no rights, don't have no education." Clearly, she's educated. She's speaking from a very well educated perspective. She knows what she's talking about. She's using information and all that. So I don't understand why they're saying they're no educated. They're still, these women here in the West are following the stereotype of that we have of people from overseas that, oh, they have lower class, they're poor, they're uneducated, they don't have rights. That is just a stereotype. The same stereotypes that us from our community, being from the Black community, we have stereotypes on us is the same type of stereotypes that they have no problem putting on other people. And these are the same Western women that'll complain about people, putting stereotypes on them, being rude, aggressive, loud, disrespectful, and not giving them the chance and not giving them the time of day to actually, you know, take them into consideration before putting your certain, stereotypical beliefs on them. One important thing that she brought up in her rant was basically outlining how Western women are doing the same exact thing that they're trying to demonize passport bros for doing. Women have been going on girls trips. The and women from other communities as well have been growing to Africa seeking young men that are fit, athletic, muscular to have relations with. These so-called IG models that are getting flued out to all these different countries, Dubai in particular, to get fecal matter all over their face. We don't talk about that. That's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. The girl strips, all these women going to Africa, going to Jamaica for rent dreads. We didn't even talk about that. So many different women that are going to these other countries to do the same exact thing that passport bros are doing. But when we do it, it's a problem. When they do it, oh no, we're just traveling. It's just, we're just exploring our options. We're just going on vacation. They try to belittle it as if it's nothing. But when we do it, oh, you guys are taking advantage of the women. You're trying to spread your terror. You're trying to take control of the women. Rules for thee, but not for me. Rules for thee, not for me. I can do it, but when you do it, oh no, 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 no. No, absolutely not. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. You guys out here trying to no, absolutely not. The hypocrisy, the utter hypocrisy is ridiculous with these women. It's like they flip flop all day long. It's like, do they even get tired of their own flip floppiness? Flip flopping more than a pancake. Flip floppers, pancake hoppers. That's what these Western women are. They even flip flop on their own movement, turning against their own women just because they're from another country, talking down on them. Oh, they can't speak English. Oh, they're uneducated. Oh, they just want somebody to save them from their life of destitute, from their life of just struggle. They just need somebody to just save them. And now the foreign women are clapping back because just how the same Western women don't like when people put them in a box and put them in a category and stereotype them, these foreign women don't like the same thing. They also have a problem with people talking down on them when you don't even actually take the time to actually get to know them. There's a lot of brilliant, educated, smart, funny foreign women that are not poor, that can support themselves, that don't necessarily need a man, but they want a man, like badly. And they will not sit here and say, "Oh, I don't need a man," and speak that disrespect to their man and tell them how much they don't need them because they truly value their men. And that's what men are looking for. That is the reason why passport bros are going to interact with these women overseas. Yes, they have to travel borders because they're clearly not getting that. They're clearly not seeing that where they are here. Go where you're appreciated, not where you're tolerated. If you're feeling like where you are now, the people you're dealing with now, where you're at in your environment, are just tolerating you, then you need to go where you're going to appreciate you. Women are too busy saying, "Oh, I don't need a man. I'm strong and independent. I don't need a man." That's perfectly fine. You have every right to say so. But men also have every right to go find a woman who does need a man. We have every right to do that. But when we do that, it's a problem. Why? Because they don't like the fact that we're taking our value, our resources, and giving it to the quote unquote enemy. They clearly see these other women from foreign countries as the quote unquote enemy. That's why they're talking down on them. They're really mad at us. But just because we're associating ourselves with these foreign women from other countries, they also consider these women as less than. They also consider these women as just as bad as us. And they will stoop so low to criticize, insult, and look down upon these women who are fellow women that you should be supporting. Remember, women empowerment. Women empowerment. Support your fellow sister. It doesn't seem very empowering when you're talking down on these women and putting them in a categorical box that you yourself have been taught, and it's not true. Yes, there are certain parts of the world and in some of these countries that are poor and don't have education and don't have a lot of structures to be able to, have these necessary infrastructure in society. But don't we have the same situation here in the West? There's places here in the West, in America, where we are right now, that there's people that are uneducated. There's a lot of societies, a lot of systems, a lot of communities that don't have the necessary resources that they need in order to live the life that they want to live. We have some of those problems here in America, in a first world country. But then you can sit there and cast blame and try to shun people from other countries just because, oh, they might be from a different country or they might speak a different language. It just doesn't make any sense at all. These women, they don't even think before they speak. They're just spewing out nonsense that they hear from TikTok and all these other platforms. They're just influenced by this information that they just regurgitate it without actually thinking about what they're hearing, without actually thinking about what they're listening to. And they just follow the flock, just follow, 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 follow everything else everyone's saying. They just follow along. Another thing that she pointed out that was so amazing that these Western women always love to misconstrue is that these passport bros are quote unquote broke. They don't even understand what they're saying. Passport bros, the fact that they can even travel, the fact that you can even book a flight and pay for a flight and pay for restaurants and pay for Airbnb and pay for these hotels and pay for travel and all these different things. And then once you get there, you're going to want to go shopping. You're going to want to, have fun, go to the club, go do these other things. This all requires money. All of this requires money. So where's the broke guys? Like, where are they? Because last time I checked, broke guys are not traveling from country to country to country, from restaurant to restaurant to like, I don't really see many broke guys really moving locations like that. A lot, I don't know about y'all, but a lot of broke people that I know, and I know they broke, for the most part, they stay in the same environment they've always been. For the most part, they're limited to where they can really go because they understand if I go too far, the money's gonna run up. If I go too far, the prices is gonna run up. Yeah, and you might say, okay, well, no, they're going to another country. The value of the dollar is less. So of course, they don't have to have that much money to go to a country. True, you're right, but still, you need money and you need consistent income in order to do so frequently. These are passport bros we're talking about that are not just traveling once out the year. They're traveling for the most part, maybe 2, 3, 4 times frequently throughout the year. And not just, staying there for a few days. Like, no, they're staying there for elongated stays. I'm talking at least 2 weeks at a time, months at a time. Hey, they might even live over there. These are guys that have means. These are guys that are of high value. They got their stuff together. They, business owners, they're entrepreneurs. Maybe they got some passive income. Maybe have multiple streams of income coming in consistently. These are not broke men. These women only like to say they're broke guys because they're coping. They are coping for the fear of loss because they have a deep fear, a deep panic of losing high quality men. These are resources. This is the security, the provisioning, the providing, the actual providers, the actual high value men. They're leaving. The 6 foot, 6 foot six, this, whatever. They're leaving. And in order to cope and try to compensate for that fear of loss so they can feel better inside, oh, they're broke. We don't want them anyway. They're ugly. We don't want them. They're bald. They're ugly. We don't want them. Like, duh. Like, why would we even care? When in reality, they care a lot. That's why they're making these videos. In reality, they care more than they're willing to admit. That's why they're shaming. That's why they're making these videos. It's a coping mechanism. It's just to make themselves feel good. It's just to continue to feed into their own delusion. Their own delusional mind constantly needs validation, constantly needs that uh reinforcement of validation so they can feel good inside. So they don't feel like, oh, it's us, we're the problem. When in reality, it is them. They are the problem. Y'all get your passports. It's that bad. Get your passports. Don't walk, run. Don't run, fly. Don't fly, teleport. Get your passport. Passport bros, we up. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys.